can control the number of video tracks and the number and type of audio tracks for new sequences that you create. It is important to note that you can change these after the fact, all of them, with the exception of the master track. However, if you do need to change sequence settings that are not available to you in your current sequence, then just create a sequence with the settings that you need and copy the assets from one sequence to the other, and you got it. Let's go through these settings. Video refers to how many tracks of video you will have by default in your sequence. You can add and delete these tracks as you need while you work in your edition. So it's not very important what you choose in here. Audio master. This is what your output master audio will be. In this case, we see that it is stereo, but we can change this. Click on the drop-down menu here and you will see that the choices are stereo, 5.1, multi-channel, and mono. Going more through this panel, you will see that you can also have default tracks in here, all of them standard. Standard means that I can put both stereo and mono clips in the same track. Let's try it. I will delete all of the tracks and leave only one. And now I will put a mono clip and a stereo clip in the same track. I'll import the audio and place it in the sequence. Look at the audio levels when I play back the audio. Standard tracks can contain both mono and stereo clips, but not adaptive or 5.1 clips. This is the default preset for audio tracks. Mono means that the track contains only one audio channel. If a stereo clip is added to a mono track, the stereo clip is converted to a mono clip. Let's try that. I will create a sequence with just one mono track. When I add a mono clip to it, you can see the audio meters, how they are moving. Now I will delete that clip and add a stereo clip to the same track. Look at it if I put the same clip in a stereo track and play back by muting the mono track. See the audio meters? See how the audio meters look different? Adaptive. The adaptive track can contain both mono and stereo tracks. With adaptive tracks, you can map source audio to output audio channels. What does that mean? Well, let's see. I will create a sequence with a multi-channel master audio track. Four adaptive tracks and a multi-channel master audio with 4 channels. I am going to put mono clips in here so that you can clearly see where the channels are going in the output. The first one, I will set all to none except for the first and only channel, which I will send to output 1. Second track, I will send all to none except for the first and only channel, which I will then send to output 2. The third track is the same, all to none except for the first one, which I will send to output 3. And finally, track 4, in which I will send all to none with the exception of the first. Remember, all of these will be mono clips, so just one track, the first one, is available. I will send the first track to output 4. Now I will name my sequence and I will click OK to create it. I will now drag my mono clip in the sequence to track 1. I will duplicate it now by pressing and holding the Option key, which is Alt in Windows, and then dragging the clip so that I can copy this mono clip to all of my tracks. Now I will play. You can see that the output clearly shows 4 channels. I will make it larger so you can see it better. As it plays, I will mute the different channels so that you can see that indeed channel 1 goes to output 1, 2 to 2, and so forth. Cool, right? Okay, now I will create a new sequence so that we can see the Tracks tab again. If I need to create audio tracks that are similar to an existing sequence, I can load these settings from that sequence just like I'm doing now. Easy, right? I can now save a preset if I need to. There are other options in here which we will discuss later in a future video. In the next section, we will cover placing clips in the sequence. See you then!